Alright, warm up problem number 1. Alright, answer for this one is 12. Number 2. Alright, answer for this one is 1. Number 3. Alright, answer for this one is 40. Number 4. Okay, answer for this one is 30. Number 5. Alright, answer for this one is 5. Or 81. Answer for 5 is 81. Okay, go ahead and bring up your lottery number. Alright, winning numbers for today are 9 and 5. Alright, homework check. Take to Mr. Skinner. Alright, bring up 1 through 3. Okay, answers for 1 through 3 are y equals 2x plus 2, y equals negative 3x plus 4, and y equals negative 2x minus 3. Okay, number 4 is y is equal to 5x minus 2, y equals 4x minus 6, and y equals negative 6x plus 2. Alright, answers are y equals 3x minus 7, y equals 8x minus 6, and y equals x squared plus 6. Okay, answers are y equals x squared minus 3, y equals x squared minus 5, and y equals 2x squared plus 4. Okay, answers are y equals 6x squared minus 5, y equals 3x squared plus 1, and y equals 4x squared plus 7. Okay, questions. Go ahead and pick a couple, and I'll go do them. Okay, so for this problem, first thing we want to do is make our table. Did you guys do that? So 1 and 11, 2 and 23, 3 and 43, 4 and 71, and 5, and 107. Okay, next thing we want to do, we're branching out the first time. We need to find the difference between our y values. What's the difference between 23 and 11? 43 and 23? 71 and 43? And 107, or 71 and 43, I already did. Okay, 107 and 71. 33? Okay, this isn't the same number, which means we're going to have to branch out again. Okay, that should be 36 right there. So that must be where you made your mistake. It's not? You had 36? Okay, next thing we need to do, since it's not the same number, we need to branch out again. 20 minus 12. 28 minus 20? And 36 minus 28? Okay, since we had to branch out 2 times, that means we're going to have an x squared. What do we do with this number to find our coefficient next to our x squared? Divided by what? Right, 8 divided by 2 is? So we have 4x squared plus whatever number, we don't know what it is yet, is equal to y. We plug in one of our values over here, so we have 4 times x squared, that'd be 4 times 1 squared, plus our number equals 11. 1 squared is 1, and 1 times 4 is 4. Now we just need to solve for this number. We subtract 4 from both sides, so our answer should be 7. Now we need to put our function back together, so we have y is equal to 4x squared plus our number, which we found was 7. And that should be your answer. Alright, no papers to pass back today. If you need to make up a test, go ahead and come in 6th period. Our objective for today is 9th grade patterns, functions, and algebra. Number 4. Our learning target is we're going to graph the functions here. Y equals negative 5, x equals 3, y equals x plus 2, y equals negative x minus 4, y equals 3x plus 1, and y equals 1/2 x minus 3. Alright, for the first example, we have y is equal to 2. To graph this, we're going to look at our y-axis and plot the point at 2. Next, we're going to draw our line, a horizontal line. This shows all the points that are equal, where y is equal to 2. So at any point on this graph, your y is always going to be equal to 2, and that's what we're looking for. The line that shows y is equal to 2, and that's this line right here. Okay? For example 2, we have x is equal to negative 3. Plotting all the points where x is equal to negative 3. We put our point on the x-axis at negative 3. We draw a vertical line. These are all the points. X is equal to negative 3. Okay, let's try a practice problem. We have y equals 4. So we are going to go on our y-axis, go up 4. This is where our point's going to be at. We want all the points where y is equal to 4. That's going to be this line right here. Yeah? Oh. Okay, notice on this one. Our x is equal to 1. Okay, another practice problem. Okay, we're graphing x is equal to negative 1. We go on our x-axis, which is this one right here. Go to negative 1. We want all the points where x is equal to negative 1, which will be this line right here. It should be negative 1, so it should be on the other side. Okay, answer for this one should be 4. Okay, these ones are going to be a little bit harder, but it's not that bad. It'll be fine. It just takes practice. Okay, first thing we're going to do, we're going to look at what number we have. We have a -2 right here. This is our y-intercept. This is the point we're going to start with when graphing this graph. We're going to start with y is equal to negative 2. So we look for our point on the y-axis, this point right here. Alright, next thing we're going to do is look for our slope. The slope is the number that's in front of the x. Right here we have a 1 in front of the x. Remember, if there's not a number in front of your x, it's just 1. If this number is just one number, put it over 1. So we have a 1, we'll have 1 over 1. If that was a 3x, then our slope would be 3 over 1. Now you want to do that because it'll make it easier to graph it. This is your rise over your run. The top number is how far you move on the y-axis. The bottom number is how far you move on the x-axis. And this will make more sense when we're actually graphing it. Okay. First step. Remember, we have this number right here. We want to graph that first on the y-axis. It's a -2, so we go down 2, we point. And I wish I would have put this on all of them. There we go. Okay, next thing we're going to do, we have x, which means our 1 is in front of the x. Remember, we have 1 over 1. This is how far we move from our point on the y-axis. This is how far we move our point on the x-axis. And what I mean when I say that is we start with the top number. We take our point and we move it however far this number says. On the y-axis, if you want to move it in the positive direction, it goes up. If you want to move it negative, it goes down. This, we have a positive 1, which means we're going to move up 1. Next, on the bottom, we have a positive 1. On the x-axis, when we make it positive, we're moving it to the right. If we have a negative number, we're moving it to the left. And if you get confused, just look at the numbers, positive and negative. So what we're going to do is we moved it up 1, so we're right here. We need to move it to the right 1. Okay, so this is our point. This is the point we started with. We moved it up 1 and to the right 1. This is our next point. And we can do that again to plot another point. Move it up 1 and to the right 1. Up 1 and to the right 1. So now we have 4 points. We just want to connect these points to make the line. And I have done another. There we go. So this is what our line is going to look like. Let's try another example. Alright, example number 4. Y is equal to negative x plus 3. This is where we start on our y-axis. Right here we have a negative x. What number is in front of the x? A negative 1. Remember, we put that over 1. This is our rise, and this is our run. This is how far we're going to move on the y-axis. This is how far we're going to move on the x-axis. Okay, so we start with our y-intercept right here. We plotted it at 3. Next, our slope is -1/1, like we just said. That means we're going to be moving it down on the y-axis, 1 spot. We're going to be moving it right on the x-axis, 1 spot. So our next point is right here. And again, we can move it down 1 and over 1. Okay? Alright, now we take points and we connect them, and that'll give us our line. Let's try a practice problem. Y is equal to x plus 1. First thing we want to do is plot this point right here on the y-axis. Plot it at +1. Alright, our x, the only thing in front of our x is a 1, so we put that over 1. This is the direction we're moving on our y-axis. This is the direction we're moving on our x-axis. So we're going to move this up 1 and to the right 1. So this is our next point. And up 1 to the right 1. Okay, after we have a couple points plotted, we're going to connect this line. Okay, and that's what your line should look like. Alright, for this one, x is equal to 3. Try practice problem number 4. Look like. I didn't record any of that. Okay. Okay, answer for the bonus is 15. Alright, if you have money you need to trade in, go ahead and bring it on up. This homework is